Hi guys, don't mind me. I look like I've been outside because I have been. It's very hot, so I needed to be outside. Anyway, so just letting you know that I have my computer here as well, just to kind of cross-reference. But I will be talking about Hadarian today, okay? So I'm actually doing a Starseed series. So I have been called by the Divine to actually talk about many different Starseed races. So today, I have been told to speak about the Hadarians, and I also want to cite a website so you guys can go ahead and take a look at that. It is called typicallytopical.com / Hadarian dash starseeds. And that site, it'll list out like 21 true signs that why you're or how you will know that you're a Hadarian starseed. From what I learned from that site and many other sites that I've researched from last year as well, is that Hadarians, the star system had the solar system that was surrounding the Hadarian planet actually has two suns. So because of that, the way that the Hadarians look like, they have certain features that kind of help them kind of balance out. You know how like we have one sun, so we're within our solar system, so our eyesight can handle that one sun ray kind of thing. I don't know how to explain it, but with Hadarians, from what I learned, is that they have this thing where their eyes can adjust to two different types of sun rays. I'm not talking about like our regular rays, UVB, UVA. I'm not talking about that. It's a totally different kind of, from what I channel through meditation, they have this ability to really regulate light. So if you are, so in this manner, a lot of Hadarians can really do sun gazing very well, from what I learned. And from what I also learned is that Hadarian, the planet, the way that it looks, it's very similar to Earth, but it has a lot more greenery, kind of like back in the Jurassic Park times. But more of like, if you've been to Hawaii or like, different tropical islands and stuff like that, they look more like that, and they're very thick with the tropical plants and things like that. And they have all sorts of different plants. In fact, actually, some of the plants here was seeded and propagated from the Hadarian planet, to be honest, because remember, Earth is a living library. So a lot of our species here, in any type of element, like the plant life and animal life here, each single species was taken from other planetary systems all over across different across the universe and across many different universes even. So just to let you know that, so we are definitely a planet filled with species that have come from far and wide. Okay, so keep that in mind. And I know that to be true because every single time I meditate, if I go to a different star system, there's always something similar or familiar about a certain species there. So I read also, through my research, and I can't cite them because these were like years ago that I have, seen it through internet and stuff. So through my collective knowledge, so far, Hadarians are very... Oh, they're such sweet species. They really are. Like the starseed, if you're a Hadarian, your heart chakra is wide open. In fact, from what I learned about their history, is that the star race almost got extinct because of their heart. And this is not to kind of put that out there where, you should really stop loving people or else you're going to go extinct. This is not to relay that message at all. I'm really honoring the Hadarians today because I feel like I have met a couple of Hadarians in terms of like within my client base when I do tarot readings, and also I have come across a couple of Hadarian friends. And so far, from what I have learned, research online and through meditation and knowing their personalities, their heart is bar none. You cannot match their heart. It's just amazing. Very forgiving species. They really, I think that, like I was saying, the planet came to its demise because, and I say this as its own doing in a sense, because of the way that it was. The race was so heart based to the point of barely any boundary. There was barely any boundary, right? And a lot of times, and the same thing with Artuvia, but we're not talking about Artuvia today. We're talking about Hadarian, right? And the Hadarian planet and the star race, like I said, I was told that it almost got extinct because of the way that their race was. They didn't really, they're very trusting. So when the reptilians came and took over, it basically, and I'm not saying all reptilians, obviously there are reptilians that has changed over a new leaf, but we're talking about the warrior reptilians. And I learned this from Paint Energetics too. I love her channel. Go check her out, Paint Energetics on YouTube. But also that kind of confirmed from what I have meditated as well. So what I learned is that the reptilians really, like during the war, because they were the ones that went all over the universe to like wreak havoc everywhere and try to overtake. And if the star race, the indigenous there, if the race didn't want to submit, then they basically just like get rid of them. So the Hadarian seed almost got extinct in that way. From what I learned through meditation, and I saw this very vividly, is that there was it's always through love. There was a love relationship of the princess there, and she fell in love with a reptilian, from what I heard. And I don't know if this is the truth or not. This is just through my own meditation. But not to blame the princess there, but the princess, she fell in love with the reptilian, and the reptilian was a trickster. And then this whole thing about, they wanted to overtake the world, their world, and everything just went awry. And so the souls there had to incarnate all over the place too. So with that, I was just like thinking about how it was very similar to Artuvia. So I noticed that there's this like, the reptilians would play a very similar game. Like they'd use love as a token of, not a token, it's almost like a tool to kind of like mess with races that are more heart-based. And so because of that, Hadarians that are born or incarnated here on Earth are more, they still remember the heart base, but they may have a heart chakra blockage because of it. It can go, it's almost like with the Hadarians, when they are incarnate here, it's either they are extremely on one side or the other. There's no middle ground for Hadarians that I've seen. I mean, I could be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I have experienced is that Hadarians really do, it's either they love very well, or there's like this really guarded heart. But once their heart chakra, and if they remember their galactic history, then their heart chakra would be more aligned and opened, and thus opening the rest of their chakra, from what I was told from my meditation. There was a beautiful tree there. I was told that every single planet, their main planet, like how Earth is for the solar system, has a hosting planet for the divine tree of life. Every single planet. Even in Artuvia, there was a tree of life underground in the water as well, that holds the crystal that holds kind of like the core of that planet itself. And so that's what I was told, and I have traveled there astrally. I don't know if it was like astral projecting or a daydream. I have no idea, but it was pretty vivid. So I want to talk more about Hadarians another time, but that's something that will kind of give you an idea of maybe you can or may be a Hadarian incarnate. So with that said, I will move forward with the next star race, and I will continue to do this. If you guys like it, please like it so that I know that to do more of this. But yeah, I wanted to share that with you guys. Take whatever resonates with you. This has been proven to me. So, okay, bye.